Hello everyone. Welcome to the Global Health Education and Innovative Learning Forum channel. Myself Yuvrajan Subramaniam. In this video session, we would like to discuss about the monitoring and evaluation concepts and considerations. The purpose of this video session is to encourage and stimulate a common understanding and reliable practice of monitoring and evaluation for projects, programs. It is meant to be a video reference that supplements the more concise digital guide. This video session does not provide detailed guidance on conducting evaluations. This can be provided in a separate video session in the upcoming sessions. This session is intended for people managing projects, programs at various levels. However, it has been designed to be understood by multiple other users as well, including development sector professionals, M&E experts, and volunteers, donors, and partners. Although it has been designed for use at the country level, the basic principles can be applied to projects, programs at other levels. Let us start the session. Why is M&E important? A well-functioning M&E system is a critical part of good project, program management and accountability. Timely and reliable M&E provides information to support project program implementation with accurate, evidence-based reporting that informs management and decision-making to guide and improve project program performance. Contribute to organizational learning and knowledge sharing by reflecting upon and sharing experiences and lessons so that we can gain the full benefit from what we do and how we do it. Uphold accountability and compliance by demonstrating whether our work has been carried out as agreed and in compliance with established standards and with any other donor requirements. Provide opportunities for stakeholder feedback, especially beneficiaries, to provide input into and perceptions of our work, modeling openness to criticism, and willingness to learn from experiences and to adapt to changing needs. Promote and celebrate our work by highlighting our accomplishments and achievements, building morale, and contributing to resource mobilization. Results-based management. RBM is an approach to project program management based on clearly defined results and the methodologies and tools to measure and achieve them. RBM supports better performance and greater accountability by applying a clear, logical framework to plan, manage and measure an intervention with a focus on the results you want to achieve. By identifying in advance the intended results of a project, program and how we can measure their progress, we can better manage a project, program and determine whether a difference has genuinely been made for the people concerned. Monitoring and evaluation are a critical part of RBM. It forms the basis for clear and accurate reporting on the results achieved by an intervention, project or program. In this way, information reporting is no longer a headache, but becomes an opportunity for critical analysis and organizational learning, informing decision-making and impact assessment. M&E and the project program cycle. This diagram provides an overview of the usual stages and key activities in project program planning, monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. We write usual stages because there is no one generic project program cycle, as each project program ultimately varies according to the local context and need. This is especially true of emergency operations, for which project program implementation may begin immediately, before typical assessment and planning in a longer-term development initiative. Let us discuss in brief about the list of activities shown in the diagram. Initial needs assessment. This is done to determine whether a project program is needed and, if so, to inform its planning. Log frame and indicators. This involves the operational design of the project program and its objectives, indicators, means of verification and assumptions. Monitoring and evaluation planning. This is the practical planning for the project program to monitor and evaluate the log frame's objectives and indicators. Baseline study. This is the measurement of the initial conditions, appropriate indicators, before the start of a project program. Midterm evaluation and/or reviews. These are important reflection events to assess and inform ongoing project program implementation. Final evaluation. This occurs after project program completion to assess how well the project program achieved its intended objectives and what difference this has made. Dissemination and use of lessons. This informs ongoing programming. However, reporting, reflection and learning should occur throughout the whole project program cycle, which is why these have been placed in the center of the diagram. What is monitoring? Monitoring is the routine collection and analysis of information to track progress against set plans and check compliance to established standards. It helps identify trends and patterns, adapt strategies, and inform decisions for project program management. This diagram summarizes key monitoring questions as they relate to the log frame's objectives. Note that they focus more on the lower level objectives, inputs, activities and, to a certain extent, outcomes. This is because the outcomes and goal are usually more challenging changes, typically in knowledge, attitudes, and practice behaviors, to measure, and require a longer time frame and a more focused assessment provided by evaluations. Common types of monitoring. A project program usually monitors a variety of things according to its specific informational needs. This diagram provides a summary of the different types of monitoring commonly found in a project program monitoring system. It is important to remember that these monitoring types often occur simultaneously as part of an overall monitoring system. Results monitoring tracks effects and impacts. This is where monitoring merges with evaluation to determine if the project program is on target towards its intended results, outputs, outcomes, impact, and whether there may be any unintended impact, positive or negative. For example, a psychosocial project may monitor that its community activities achieve the outputs that contribute to community resilience and ability to recover from a disaster. Process, activity, monitoring tracks the use of inputs and resources, the progress of activities and the delivery of outputs. It examines how activities are delivered, the efficiency in time and resources. It is often conducted in conjunction with compliance monitoring and feeds into the evaluation of impact. For example, a water and sanitation project may monitor that targeted households receive septic systems according to schedule. Compliance monitoring ensures compliance with donor regulations and expected results, grant and contract requirements, local governmental regulations and laws, and ethical standards. For example, a shelter project may monitor that shelters adhere to agreed national and international safety standards in construction. Context, situation. Monitoring tracks the setting in which the project program operates, especially as it affects identified risks and assumptions, but also any unexpected considerations that may arise. It includes the field as well as the larger political, institutional, funding, and policy context that affect the project program. For example, a project in a conflict-prone area may monitor potential fighting that could not only affect project success but endanger project staff and volunteers. Beneficiary monitoring tracks beneficiary perceptions of a project program. It includes beneficiary satisfaction or complaints with the project program, including their participation, treatment, access to resources, and their overall experience of change. Sometimes referred to as beneficiary contact monitoring, it often includes a stakeholder complaints and feedback mechanism. It should take account of different population groups, as well as the perceptions of indirect beneficiaries, example, community members not directly receiving a good or service. For example, a cash forward program assisting community members after a natural disaster may monitor how they feel about the selection of program participants, the payment of participants, and the contribution the program is making to the community. Example, are these equitable? Financial monitoring accounts for costs by input and activity within predefined categories of expenditure. It is often conducted in conjunction with compliance and process monitoring. For example, a livelihoods project implementing a series of micro-enterprises may monitor the money awarded and repaid, and ensure implementation is according to the budget and time frame. Organizational monitoring tracks the sustainability, institutional development, and capacity building in the project program and with its partners. It is often done in conjunction with the monitoring processes of the larger, implementing organization. For example, a national society's headquarters may use organizational monitoring to track communication and collaboration in project implementation among its branches and chapters. Monitoring best practices. Monitoring data should be well focused to specific audiences and uses, only what is necessary and sufficient. Monitoring should be systematic, based upon predetermined indicators and assumptions. Monitoring should also look for unanticipated changes with the project program and its context, including any changes in project program assumptions risks. This information should be used to adjust project program implementation plans. Monitoring needs to be timely, so information can be readily used to inform project program implementation. Whenever possible, monitoring should be participatory, involving key stakeholders. This can not only reduce costs but can build understanding and ownership. Monitoring information is not only for project program management but should be shared when possible with beneficiaries, donors, and any other relevant stakeholders. What is evaluation? Evaluation is an assessment, as systematic and objective as possible, of an ongoing or completed project, program or policy, its design, implementation, and results. The aim is to determine the relevance and fulfillment of objectives, developmental efficiency, effectiveness, impact, and sustainability. An evaluation should provide information that is credible and useful, enabling the incorporation of lessons learned into the decision-making process of both recipients and donors. Evaluations involve identifying and reflecting upon the effects of what has been done and judging their worth. Their findings allow project program managers, beneficiaries, partners, donors, and other project program stakeholders to learn from the experience and improve future interventions. This diagram summarizes key evaluation questions as they relate to the log frame's objectives, which tend to focus more on how things have been performed and what difference has been made. It is best to involve key stakeholders as much as possible in the evaluation process. This includes monitoring and evaluation staff and volunteers, community members, local authorities, partners, donors, etc. Participation helps to ensure different perspectives are taken into account, and it reinforces learning from and ownership of the evaluation findings. I hope this video session is extremely useful. In our next video session, we can discuss more about baseline and endline studies, how to conduct these studies, comparing monitoring, evaluation, reviews and audits, what are the M&E standards and ethics, why should we give attention to gender and vulnerable groups, and how to minimize bias and error. Thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly click the like button in case you feel useful. Give your valuable comments for better improvement. Please subscribe Gale Forum channel and share all our video links to your friends, colleagues, and people who work in the development and healthcare sectors. Once again, thank you so much.